This is the Joe Mullins Show, celebrating the best place in the world to live, shop, work, and play. And now, your host, Joe Mullins.
Hello, Florida. This is Joe Mullins of the Live, Work, Shop, Play Show, and welcome to another great weekend in the most amazing and beautiful state in the greatest country in the world. We want to show you and the rest of the world why Florida is the model state to live, work, shop, and play. And one of the biggest reasons Florida is we have stayed conservative. We fought hard to be America, to be the ideal state for America, and we've fought hard to be a state and a country, keep our country one nation under God. And we're not embarrassed or we're not scared to show it. You come to Florida, we're going to let you know. And the reason is because we've got some amazing leaders and residents here that are patriots that really fought hard to keep Florida the safest place to live, work, shop, and play, the greatest place to live, work, shop, and play, the greatest state to exemplify American values. And with me today, I've got a very special guest. I've got Sydney Gruters. Sydney, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Joe, for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Now, Sydney, just a few months ago, I'd be introducing you as an amazing spouse to a guy that's got a very important position, that's been a patriot and a fighter in our state. I would be introducing you as a mother who has an incredible life raising these beautiful kids and just fighting hard on that front and just enjoying the American dream. But you have decided to make a choice to do something to disrupt all that and bring some craziness into your life. I guess, sometimes we're too lethargic or too relaxed in what's great, and we need to shake it up a little bit. But we're very thankful you are. There's a big call around our country. There's a big call in our state to have people that are non-politicians step up and run for office. You are definitely not a politician, not a career politician. You don't exemplify it. You've been around politics. You understand it. Yep. You've seen it. Yep. But I would say probably seen enough of it to say I'm not going near that. But you've made a big decision. You are running for CD16 in the state of Florida, the congressional district held by our Representative Buchanan right now. Yes. And he is retiring, and you've answered the call to step up. Tell us a little bit about who you are and why you made that decision.
Well, thank you, Joe. This is such an exciting time. I never would have thought I would be running for office. Congressman Buchanan announced his retirement in January, and I can tell you my first thought was not, put me in, coach. That was, we were wondering, what this is going to look like. And after, some time, prayer, speaking with my kids, my husband, and an important tweet that went out from President Trump encouraging me to run, I made the decision to just leap in and put my name in the ring for this. And it's because, like you said, I have children. I care about our community so much, and I believe in what this country stands for. I've been concerned the past, few cycles about the quality of candidates that we're getting that are running for office. We have some amazing elected officials, but we need people who are willing to serve, who are doing it for the right reasons. I've spent the last 20 years working behind the scenes in public service. And so when I bring all of that to the table and the opportunity that is being presented to me now, how could I not run? How could I not show my children that when you have the opportunity to step up, you have to take it? And so that's what I'm doing. And yes, my life would probably be much quieter and easier had I not chosen to take this path. But I'm so excited. And it's really just the opportunity of a lifetime, really, to have the president's support and to serve my community. I have worked behind the scenes with the federal government. I know where the bureaucracy happens. I know where the red tape occurs. And I know what it takes to get real answers with real problems. And it's not something that is easy, but it's something that people deserve. And so that's why I'm running.
When I went into office, I love that you're saying that. When I went into office a few years back into the county role of commissioner and chairman of the commission, one of the biggest things I heard people say is the way government runs, how you can get responses, how you can get people to reply back to you. Senator Scott comes on the show regularly. Other congressional members come on the show regularly. And they always end it by saying, if you run into a problem with government, reach out. And I kind of sat there and said, oh, we cleared that in Flagler. We got rid of all the people that would not respond. I mean, it's one agency government is one agency that shocked me. It's okay not to call a person back. And it's kind of the MO. And as a person, as a citizen, post-politics is dealing with disaster stuff with the SBA. I've had to go to our congressional rep to sit here and beg him to help me get them to even call me back or respond. They love to say no. They don't. And when I went into politics, this was the biggest thing. It's easy to say no, and it's what we're going to say. You got to prove to us why we need to give you any aid or help. It's our money. It's our country. Yet we're begging somebody to say no to us, and they're treating us that way. And in business, I would fire someone in a heartbeat if they didn't call someone back.
Absolutely. And that is obviously the policy and the values that you hold and how you vote on policies is so important. But equally as important as that is having a strong presence in your district with your constituents, making sure that they know when they have a problem with SBA or with FEMA or any federal agency, they know where to go. They know who to call, and they get an immediate response. And that is going to be my number one priority. That's what I've been doing for the past 20 years with Congressman Buchanan, Congressman Stubbe. I was appointed by President Trump under his first administration to the USDA Rural Development, where I helped counties like Hardee and DeSoto in our rural counties to get the assistance that they deserved, that was their money, back into these communities. And I think if you don't have a representative that is laser focused on that, they are failing greatly. I mean, especially in the House, we are up for election every 2 years. This is the people's house. This is the people's vote. And if you're not doing your job, then you need to get out. And so I'm frankly very excited about that part of the job. And making sure, again, you mentioned this District 16. When I got into this race, it was 2 counties. It was Manatee and Southern Hillsborough. That has now changed drastically.
Oh, yeah, the congressional map.
Yes, thanks to Governor DeSantis for taking that bold leadership and redistricting. But we now have 6 counties. So we have Southern Pinellas, all of Manatee, Eastern Sarasota County, Hardee, DeSoto, and part of Polk. And so geographically, it's a very large district. Every single county, every single person needs to feel that they have representation again, and they know where to go. And I'm committed to that, and just being a true servant, a true public servant. This is not about, going on TV, trying to go viral, talking about this policy or that. There is so much going on in this country. Yes, we absolutely need help, but we need to do things for the right reasons and know how we can step up to help. And that's what I'm just super excited to do.
I love that you're saying that, because there's no more hopeless feeling that a constituent has when they're told by government the answer is no. And you go, why? And they go, we don't give a reason. It's just no.
Because there's some bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. They don't care. They're not down here. They're not taking the phone calls. They're not,
well, they didn't have the devastation happen to them like we've had in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina with hurricanes either.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I think that the listeners need to really understand is having someone like you that SBA or USDA goes, oh, shoot. Here comes Sydney again. Yeah. Oh, my God, we better get on this. She's not going to lighten up. I actually had them send an email. This is a shocking thing. SBA sent an email to my congressional reps person that was helping me saying the answer is no. And as far as we're concerned, this case is closed and we're not going to speak about it anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, you just got to go pound sand email.
Exactly.
And when the congressional rep, and it was Randy Fine, when he heard about it, Randy goes, no, they're not talking to me that way. And he's doubling down on them.
Yes.
But that's the kind of stuff that happens in government. And a lot of elected officials who play the political game sit back and go, you can't even access them, much
Right.
less get them to help you with the other.
Exactly. And I think if they don't put that emphasis on their constituent services and on their staff, right?
Right.
I will hold my staff to the same high level that I hold myself to. I mean, they have to be serving the public. They are there. That is the sole purpose that this exists. And so it's just, again, it's just a huge priority of mine, and something that from day one I'm committed to there not being any disruption of services between, Congressman Buchanan's office and hopefully, God willing, my office.
Well, I think you've got a great chance with it, and I'm going to go into why. I have never, someone like you who walks in, there were people going, oh, she's not going to work that hard. She's got a name. She's going to do this.
Yeah.
You've worked your tail off. I watch you. You are everywhere. People say I'm everywhere, and I'm looking up going, oh, my God, I just passed Sydney. She's doing this.
Yeah.
You are everywhere working right now.
Well, here's the thing. With the redistricting, with the qualifying getting pushed back, the primary is in just over a month away. And a lot of voters, they're living their lives. They're trying to figure out how they can afford their mortgage payment and their gas and all these other things that are affecting all of the Americans. And so a lot of people don't even know that the lines have changed, and if they have changed, who's going to be on the ballot. So this is a sprint, and this is a grassroots campaign, and we are starting our day in Sarasota, Manatee, ending it in Hardee and DeSoto. Today I'll be ending it in Pinellas. We have to get in front of voters. We have to educate them who's on the ballot, what do each of these candidates stand for, and give them the information to make an informed decision. And so that's what our campaign is focused on right now. We've had so much momentum. I'm so humbled by the support that we've received. Of course, I've already mentioned I have the support of President Trump, but to your point, I'm not running on that. I'm not running on that, or who I'm married to, or my name, or anything.
You're running on you're running what I've watched and I've exhibited and other people have said. You are running hard, like you're independent. You're just doing it. You're doing it because it's a calling, and that's what's so beautiful about it.
It's a grassroots campaign, and people need to meet their potential representatives. They need to know. Again, I always go back to, why are you running? And they need to, be able to make that decision. And if they don't have the information in front of them, then it's hard for them to make that decision.
Now, you're new with this. You're just running. What has been one of the biggest challenges? Is it you're in a primary? You haven't even faced your Democratic opponent yet. What is your biggest challenge right now? What do you think shocks you the most? Is it the behavior of your own party? Is it the way the people are reacting or doing things? What do you think is the biggest thing that you've stepped in and gone, wow, what a shock?
I mean, I think for me, there's everybody, everyone's campaign is unique in its own way, right? And I think the assumptions and the preconceived opinions of who I am or what kind of race I will be running, though that's probably been the most shocking thing that I've experienced. People say, oh, like, I'm so privileged and have all this money and come
I think
from
that makes you run harder,
right?
though, to
And
show
I'm
them
like,
that's not you.
No,
Yeah.
we have worked for everything that we have. We Joe and I don't come from money, and we're very blessed, and we work really hard, and that's how we've gotten to where we are. And so, yes, to your point of people in our party, I really wish that we could all be more united,
Right.
and not
Behave.
behave and respect one another and focus on the issues. I will debate you all day on issues, but human nature has a tendency to go after people personally.
Well, they go after your character,
They go-
not your policy.
exactly.
You're
Exactly.
and it's shocking. I sit here and I watch the governor race and some of the things that have unfolded around it. I don't think I'd want to run for governor. You could tell me right now I'm the front runner, and I go, I'm not getting in a race like that. It's gotten crazy. Are you seeing similar things on your race to that?
I think here's what's the most discouraging part about it. Good people that we would want running don't want to run because they say, why would I put myself out there?
Right.
Why would I put my family through that? Why would I put my business through that? It's not worth it. And that's what's the most discouraging thing to me. We need good people stepping up and running for office. And again, that's partly why I'm doing this. I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And we need more mothers. We need people who are driven by making decisions. That's what's going to be best for all of our children. And so, yes, I am seeing that in my race, unfortunately. And again, I am 100% focused on my campaign, running a issue-based, character-based campaign. And my opponents want to focus also on my campaign and everything.
Well, that's a good thing.
Right. And
it means you're doing something right.
And, I don't like it, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to let that deter me from, what we're doing, because actually, breaking news today in our campaign world, I've raised over $960,000 in my first quarter. So we've raised almost $1 million. And again, 80% of that is from Florida. This is grassroots support. And so a lot of times when you're running against people in your own party, they have to make things up. They have to assassinate your character or your family. And you can't be distracted. You have to stay focused, and you have to know that you are, solid in your grounding, and don't let it deter you.
We got a big midterms coming up, and, I'm sure Joe, your husband, who is the chair of the Republican National Party, has told you, we fight and we argue internally so bad. I wouldn't want that position to save my life, because you got so many people. You're just basically a babysitter to a bad group of characters, or an angry, unhappy group of characters. And we are in the most important midterm that we've ever seen. We're either going to continue to move forward and fix this economy and strengthen our position in the world, or we're going to fall back into a chaotic scene of impeachments and silliness and craziness and gender questioning who you are, gender questioning what's going on. I mean, we're going to fall back into that chaos that we hope we never see again. I know I don't want to ever relive what I lived during the Biden administration and the beginning of the Obama one. And Trump's. I didn't like his administration because it felt like 4 years of nothing but attacking and chaos, and then they want to turn around and talk about he behaves or we behave.
Right.
I don't want to see that again. But you're in an important election. You've got the votes are crucial, the issues are crucial, the economy is crucial. And what would you say out there to the average person when they're watching this chaos go on in our party?
I get it. It's super frustrating. I tell people sometimes turn off the news, because I can tell when it impacts people so much that they just feel defeated and disgusted.
You're in a bad mood.
I get it. But what I would say to them is, it matters who you elect. And it's really that simple. Look who the Democrats are putting forward. Look who they're electing across the country as mayors of these cities. This is very scary. But I would say it gives me even greater hope for the midterms, because you're talking about electing common sense conservatives versus absolutely crazy socialist communists who hate our country and they don't want to see us thrive. So to me, it's very clear who we should be electing. And I think that I am very optimistic about the midterms. I really am. I know that maybe that's because I hear my husband speaking, about it when he's going around. But with President Trump, if anyone can do it, if anyone can keep the House and the Senate, it's President Trump. I mean, he's defied history before. I think he'll do it again. They're working so hard, and I think that they'll be successful. If they don't, yes, the Democrats are going to impeach President Trump on day one, and the next 2 years are just going to be stagnant fighting, and we will get nothing accomplished. And so, again, I think that's even more motivating for me. President Trump needs fighters in Congress who are going to stand alongside of him and push the policies through that are better for the American people. American people want to keep more money in their pocket that they are earning. This is their money. They need to be keeping it. They deserve to keep it. And I know President Trump is committed to that. And so I'm committed to fighting alongside of him and making it another amazing 2 years.
Well, you know, that falls light in line with the government, the way the Democrats love and set up the government. They want the government to run our lives. They want the government to control our money and hand it out. Deal with SBA one time and see if you want the government dealing with your money. It's a nightmare. Or not even SBA, just government agencies.
Any government agency.
Yeah, any of the government agencies. It's a nightmare. So you look at stuff like that, and it's very refreshing to have people like you coming in saying, yeah, government has its role, but it's not to tell me how to live. It's not to tell me how to raise my kids. It's not to tell me how to spend my money. It's not to take my money and then feel like I'm getting a gift back when they finally give it back to you.
Exactly.
Right. It's very concerning. And then to find out the Democrats have funneled so much of that in hard-earned money to states like Minnesota with fraud, total fraud to people that aren't even Americans. The border, it's safe now. We feel like it's improving. It's probably never going to be 100% perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. We've had people over. We were talking about the World Cup before the show, and we've had people over from all over the world say how safe they felt here, how great the American food is, which I'm kind of going, they love it. They love America. I had one of them tell me, I've never felt safer. I came to this country fearing that guns were everywhere. I've never felt more safe in a country than I have here.
I mean, you got to love the media, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And thank goodness for President Trump securing our border. I mean, it's scary to think about the people that have come over and, you know, getting around that. But, you know, we can only hope and pray that the border stays secure past President Trump, what he has accomplished.
Sydney, you think about the people coming over and the security of the border and where we were headed. The victimless crimes. Oh, there's, you know, it's got to be over $1,000. I can't imagine coming over in this country with my wife and my kids and having my wife's purse taken and them say, well, it wasn't over enough to us to react to it, or having my kids assaulted and see something like that. Or just the stuff you see in California, all the craziness out there on the streets and things. We're blessed in Florida. And it's great to keep that momentum going. How do people support your campaign? We've as we wrap up here, I want to talk about the important issue. I want also our listeners to understand, whether you live in this district or not, the vote of CD16 is so crucial to this state, to this country. We watched Georgia lose a Senate seat, and it changed the scope of where our country was headed a few years back. These seats are so important. How can people support your campaign and show you the...
Well, thank you. You're correct. Every seat in the House is vitally important. And again, just having this opportunity to run and be considered is such an honor. And people can go to my website, which is www.grutersforcongress.com, and that's GRUTERS. And, you know, again, find us on social media, Sydney Gruters for Congress, and reach out to us. We want to hear from you. Sign up to volunteer, whether it's your time, treasure, or however you feel like you can give of yourself. We want to have you on our team. And I promise no one will work harder than me and my team. I have an amazing team. I can't do this without them. But I will say at the end of the day, this is about the constituents and they're getting their support, their vote. And without that, you know, we can't accomplish what we want to accomplish. And so it's all about the voters. And I just hope that they'll reach out and support our campaign.
I love watching you run. I love watching the election unfold and you fighting for that position. I'm going to go on and make a prediction that you are going to be the Republican candidate and you are going to go on and win the congressional one, because you're putting in what it really takes to make it happen. And people trust that. They see that and they trust and they feel comfortable. And I really want to resonate to the listeners. I didn't rehearse this with you. I didn't speak this to you. The minute you talked about making government accountable to the constituents, that's a big thing that a lot of people lose sight for. They go in and they say, well, I'm here to protect our border. I'm here to protect the Jewish race, or I'm here to protect something big.
Right.
You're here to be a voice for those people that occupy those counties and make government work for them, not them work for government.
That's it.
That
That's it.
is a beautiful, beautiful thing to say.
Thank
And it's
you.
something that the listeners need to really understand when you go through those situations, which we do in Florida. The hurricanes send us to so many needs of government giving us back the money we've sent in. But when you have a strong rep sitting in that spot like you're talking about and focused on those things, it's going to happen a lot easier, and this district will benefit.
And whether it's me or it's anybody else, whether it's your senator or a representative from another district, hold them to that. I mean, that's what they're there for.
I'm looking forward to having you back on the show in the future as a congressional, or I guess I should say congresswoman.
As a congresswoman.
I always say congressman, but we've got to say woman now. Have you on and talk about some of the things you're going to do and some of the things you're implementing and changing and supporting. And of course, if God forbid, I think I'm going to agree with you. I think America's wise enough when it comes down to vote, no matter how emotional they are right now, they're going to realize they don't want to go back to those days of questioning what gender you are, questioning if statues are appropriate, or what they're going to say that will keep America sane again and make it a normal place.
Yeah.
But it is so refreshing seeing you do that, and wish you all the luck, can't wait to see you more on the road doing what you're doing. And I know you got a busy schedule, so we'll let you get out of here. But thank you again, and we look forward to having you back on soon.
Thank you for having me so much. This has been great.
Florida, I cannot encourage you enough. Support strong candidates. And as you hear about Sidney Gruters talking about being a voice for the constituents, not a voice for America, but a voice for CD16 and America, working strong for both of them, but putting her district first to make sure it's represented and has the attention it has. That's what we need to hear out of elected officials, not people who are career politicians that are making deals behind the scenes with our money and our lives. That's not something we want. Great to have people like that running, and I encourage you to get out, GrutersForCongress.com. Get out there, support her. Look forward to seeing the race, and have a great weekend. Sydney, you have a great weekend, and good luck with the race, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
You've been listening to The Joe Mullins Show. Find out more and engage with Joe by visiting the website, themullinscompanies.com.